Coming up on Mountain News this morning, some local leaders throughout the mountains are celebrating Black History Month. And one sheriff's office says scammers are pretending to be landlords, taking money from people who believe they finally found a home.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Welcome to Mountain News This Morning. I'm Neely Green here with you on this Monday, February 9th. The time is now 6:28, and let's check in with meteorologist Megan Duswell for a look at your forecast this morning. Megan, a few minutes ago we were telling some jokes, so I'm curious to see if you have any right now.
I only have like one joke that I say pretty often. It's like my only one. It's a dad joke. But what do you get when you mix a dinosaur with a pig?
A Pegasaurus Rex.
Okay, that's not a bad guess. It's Jurassic Pork.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
It's not great. You don't have to laugh.
Well, it was funny.
But let's talk about that forecast this morning. It's definitely not a terrible forecast as you're heading out the door. I mean, we're talking partly cloudy skies to start off your day. We'll see some sunshine peeking out as we head into the afternoon, but cloud cover will return heading into your Tuesday. We'll stay nice and dry throughout the day with cooler temperatures this morning and a mixture of the 20s and 30s. A tad chillier as you head more towards the northeast. It's 19 right now in Logan, 21 in Louisa, and 21 in Grundy. But by the afternoon, we will see some improvements. We're talking 50s for a lot of folks. If you're south of the Mountain Parkway, you're pretty much looking just at those 50-degree marks up to 59 as you head towards Jacksboro. Tad chillier for those living close to that Kentucky and West Virginia border. It's 46 for the high in Prestonsburg, Louisa, and in Logan. Neely.
Megan, thank you. We have an update on a fatal car crash that happened in Laurel County last month that left one person dead. The Laurel County Sheriff's Office reports that 54-year-old Stephen Jones of Xena, Ohio, was taken into custody by the U.S. Marshal Service in Ohio Wednesday. This is following the investigation of a two-vehicle crash that happened on I-75 southbound near mile marker 46. William Darnell of Corbin died in the crash. Jones is charged with vehicular homicide and a DUI. He is currently at the Greene County Jail in Ohio and is awaiting extradition back to Kentucky. In Pulaski County, crews from several different departments worked for more than 4 hours to put out a large house fire. This was at the scene at a home on Gibson Lane in Bronxton yesterday morning. When crews got there, they saw smoke and flames coming from the home. Parker Mill, Bronxton, Somerset, Burnside, Ferguson, and Tateville fire departments were among those at the scene. No one was hurt. One Johnson County family is praying for healing after a brush fire explosion placed 17-year-old Braylon Dwyer in critical condition. Family friends say Dwyer was adding gas to a fire when the flame spread to the container, which then exploded, resulting in burns on more than half of his body. His community has been sharing online fundraisers since the incident. Organizers say it is an event focused on things Braylon loved, God and gathering.
It brings our community together. Worship does. And we would love to sit there and worship God for what he's done, not only done, but what he is doing. And we can't wait to see what great things come out of Braylon's life.
The Gospel Sing will include a silent auction and hot dog meal fundraiser and will accept love offerings for the family. It kicks off February 21st at 5 p.m. at Eastside Free Will Baptist in Thelma. There is a delay in the Amber Spradlin murder case. The three defendants were expected to appear in court later this month for a pretrial hearing, but Special Judge Eddie Coleman postponed that until April 3rd. No reason was given for the delay. As of now, the trial is expected to begin on May 11th. Spradlin's body was found in June 2023 in Floyd County. M.K. McKinney is accused of killing her. His father, Prestonsburg dentist Michael McKinney, and family friend Josh Mullins are accused of evidence tampering. Someone shot and injured our nation's symbol, a bald eagle, at Lake Cumberland State Park in Russell County. Park worker Curtis Pelston, who lives in the property, says he noticed the bird last Sunday evening sitting on a log. It tried to fly but didn't get too far. He noticed one of its wings was broken. Pelston contacted the authorities. A veterinarian examined the 4-year-old female raptor and determined it was shot by a .22 caliber rifle.
Honest with you, my heart dropped quite a bit, just because at that point, like, it was no longer something that happened just out in the wild, like while it was flying or anything like that, or accidental. It was something that was very purposefully done.
Sadly, it had to be euthanized. The bald eagle is a federally protected species. The penalty for killing one can result in a $100,000 fine and 1 year in prison. A local organization is working to ensure that the rich history of African Americans in southeastern Kentucky is never forgotten. I spoke to leaders that show how they're bringing these important stories to life, not during just Black History Month, but all year long.
Black history is American history.
Not only is Black history American history, Black history is Southeast Kentucky history.
We are Appalachia, and Appalachia people are different than people in the cities or elsewhere because we were raised together, both races and others, and we worked together, we played together, we even visited each other together.
The Southeast Kentucky African American Museum and Cultural Center preserves and shares the stories and cultures of African Americans in our region.
If you don't hear about it, you don't know about it, then it just gets lost over time. So to be able to inform people and then know myself and feel like I'm doing my part of just sharing as much Black history as I can.
Executive Director Emily Hudson says her job is making sure that history is not forgotten, especially the things not included in textbooks.
My interest is in our local history, our local Black history, because we have a lot of our ancestors here in this community who have did great things and contributing to our community. And also, even today, Black leaders in the community that are doing great things.
The organization is partnering with the City of Hazard for an immersive project downtown to bring more educational information from a local perspective.
Highlight local Black historic folks, their stories, and also of places like the Black high schools, and so I have information about the Black high schools, the oldest Black church in the county.
While February is designated as Black History Month, Hudson says Black history is and will always be year-round. Once the Downtown Immersive Project is ready, Hudson encourages everyone to walk downtown Main Street in Hazard this month to read about local Black history. We have a new safety alert out of Jefferson County, a warning about rental scams. The Jefferson County Sheriff's Office said scammers are pretending to be landlords or property managers, taking money from people who believe they found a home or apartment to rent. Authorities say these scams often target people who are economically vulnerable, including those with bad credit or fewer housing options. Investigators say the fake listings are commonly posted on social media, with scammers demanding cash and providing little to no paperwork. A major red flag: they make excuses for why they can't show you the property in person.
If you have been a victim of this, please contact law enforcement and make a report. But if you see some of these red flags, like I said, only wanting cash, not wanting to sign a leasing agreement, not wanting to provide receipts, just walk away. If it's too good to be true, it probably is.
Chief Deputy Steve Healy says the timing of the warning comes just in time for tax season. Tax refunds could bring prospective renters some extra cash and the confidence to enter the rental market. If you think something is suspicious with a rental property, check with neighbors and check property records to see who actually owns the property. Another bill has been filed in Frankfort that's in response to a protest event that spilled over into a Minnesota church. Representative Mitch Whittaker of Letcher County has filed House Bill 540. He says it's in response to protesters in Minnesota entering a church and disrupting the services there. Representative Whittaker says he was concerned of something happening in his church or a church in Kentucky.
And when I looked at our laws, I saw that there were some loopholes and some problems with the enforcement in the state of Kentucky, and I wanted to clear those up for the sake of people exercising their right to religious liberty.
If passed, the bill would create a crime of interfering with a religious service, a Class A misdemeanor. Snow and ice left behind by that major winter storm have created serious challenges for food pantries in eastern Kentucky. In Wolfe County, the Hazel Green Food Project says the weather has slowed operations even as demands remained high. The pantry serves hundreds and at times thousands of households each month, including families in remote areas. Icy parking lots and treacherous roads have made it difficult for trucks and volunteers to safely pick up and distribute food.
When you have a parking lot that's like 2 inches of ice, it's kind of hard for your trucks and your other, people to be able to come and safely pick up. So that has really slowed things down.
With school out for extended periods and many children relying on school meals, volunteers have been delivering directly to families who can't get out. Pantry leaders say they're relying more on community support to keep up with the need. If you'd like to help sponsor the Hazel Green Food Project, head to this story on WYMT.com. As water issues continue in some communities, federal funding is approved for water improvements in Harlan County. The funding was part of a bill signed into law by President Trump early last week. The Harlan County Fiscal Court will receive $4 million. Judge Executive Dan Mosley says $2 million will be used for enhancements to Harlan's water system, and $2 million will go towards improving water lines where outages have occurred throughout the region. The Morehead State University Space Science Center is getting more than $7.5 million. The federal funding will provide payload operations for government and commercial space stations, allowing students to continue aerospace education and engineering in partnerships with NASA and private space companies. NASA recently selected MSU to track the Artemis II mission, which is scheduled to launch in March. It represents the first human mission to the moon in 50 years.
And we're talking those temperatures in the 20s and 30s this morning as you're heading out the door. It's overall not too bad. We've definitely seen some much colder mornings over the past several weeks. Thankfully, though, by the time we head into the afternoon, there is a great improvement of those temperatures. I mean, we're seeing some widespread mid to upper 50s for our southwestern counties, getting to 57 in Williamsburg and Monticello. 59 is that forecast high in Jacksboro. And it's going to be a tad chillier as you head more towards the north, but overall still very pleasant, as we should be at about 47 degrees for this time of year. We're going to stay plenty dry, though, today with partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies. So here's a look at that forecast for you as you're heading off to the bus. Cloudy skies to start off the day. By the time you're heading home, we're looking at plenty of sunshine. Neely.
Thank you, Megan, and thank you for joining us. The time is now 6:41, and still to come on Mountain News this morning, it's National Children's Dental Health Month, and brushing teeth is routine for many families, but for kids with autism, it can be a major battle.